Hello, hello. Good morning. Sorry we are a bit late today. Had trouble parking around the studio. Anyone in Lisbon will know that parking in this city is an extreme sport. I'm not even sure I've paid for my parking. I need to go figure that out. Which is why I've put on a very long song. And I hope a fitting song. This one is Vernal Equinox by John Hassel. And while we are closer to summer solstice than vernal equinox right now, I wanted to put this one on because today we will be discussing the book The Mushroom at the End of the World, The Possibility of Life in Capitalist Roots by Anna Hohenlohe. I'm pronouncing that right off of memory. I have lots to say about this book and a few opportunities for you to join us to discuss this book in person. But for now, I'm going to leave you with some mushroom garden, leafy green stuff to listen to while we get going. Stay with us. Okay, a couple things about this track that I really love. Or maybe just more like personal anecdotes about this track that I really love. The song is called Vernal Equinox, off of an album by the same name, John Hassel. And I got into this album in a big, big way during the pandemic 6 years ago. And I would put this tune on right before I got in the bed, so I would know how much time had passed. Clock in my bathroom and just trying to be off my phone, be in the water with this beautiful tune. I would highly recommend listening to more from this album. If we have time, I think I also have the opening track with me. It's a Pioneer album when it first came out. Sadly, John Hassel passed away in the last 6 years. This one really sticks with me. I figured while I'm playing a track that doesn't have any vocals on it, I could tell you a little bit more about our book. Like I said, the book is called The Mushroom at the End of the World on the Possibility of Life in Capitalist Ruins by Anna Lowenhaupt-Singh. I think I got that right by memory, which it's a mouthful. And maybe that's emblematic of the text. The text is long and dense, but incredibly beautiful. I actually noticed in the front of the book there is a review by the excellent musician Kaitlyn Davies, who calls it an anthropological and environmental study, but it's almost written like a novel. And there are definitely very strong elements, strong notes of storytelling within the text, matched with some like quite dense economic and political theory, which I guess you could say is emblematic of a lot of the things that we carry out while read. I'm going to read just from the back of the book, and then I'm going to, I was just about to say scroll through the book, which is really dystopian. I'm going to flip through the book to find some passages to read. There's some interesting stuff about Portugal in here. There's some interesting stuff about music in here. So yeah, I'm excited to share. Matsutake is the most valuable mushroom in the world, and a weed that grows in human-disturbed forests across the northern hemisphere. Anna Lowenhaupt-Singh's account of these sought-after fungi offers insights into areas far beyond just mushrooms and addresses a crucial question: what manages to live in the ruins we have made? The Mushroom at the End of the World explores the unexpected corners of Matsutake commerce, where we encounter Japanese gourmets, capitalist traders, Hmong jungle fighters, Finnish nature guides, and more. These companions lead us into fungal ecologies and forest histories to better understand the promise of cohabitation in a time of massive human devastation. The Mushroom at the End of the World delves into the relationship between capitalist destruction and collaborative survival within multi-species landscapes, the prerequisite for continuing life on Earth. We have a group chat for our book club, which I encourage you all to join. And this morning I saw some notes from somebody saying that it's not exactly an optimistic book. It gives you a much clearer picture about what it means to live in the global scene. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading for the book, and I still have to tell you about a few moments over the next weekend, over this weekend, that you can come and listen, hear more about the book, and also join in the discussion. But I'm going to let the last of this John Hassel track play.
A new winter coat and shoes for the wife, and a bicycle on the boy's birthday. It's just a rumour that was spread around town by the women and children. Soon we'll be shipbuilding. Well, I ask you, the boy said, Dad, they're going to take me to task, but I'll be back by Christmas. It's just a rumour that was spread around town. Somebody said that someone got filled in for saying that people get killed in the result of the shipbuilding. With all the will in the world, diving for dear life, when we could be diving for pearls. It's just a rumour that was spread around town, a telegram or a picture postcard. Within weeks they'll be reopening the shipyard and notifying the next of kin. Once again, it's all we're skilled in. We will be shipbuilding. With all the will in the world, diving for dear life, when we could be diving for pearls.
That last one came in a little bit hot. Sorry about that. That was Shipbuilding by Robert Wyatt. Into a cover of The Man Who Sold the World, led by Jeremy Geller. I won't get into too much Jeremy Geller on the show today, but again, a name absolutely worth researching. A lot of his research in the garden, dance music. Just very work, especially his work with gardens. So I'll leave you with that. This one. joyous for the first quote that I'm about to read from the book, but let's try it. Modernization was supposed to fill the world. Okay, it's a good choice. Modernization was supposed to fill the world with both communist and capitalist jobs, not just any jobs, but standard employment with stable wages and benefits. Such jobs are now quite rare, where most people depend much more on profits. The irony of our times, though, is that everyone depends on capitalism, but almost no one has what we used to call a job. To live with precarity requires more than railing at those who possess it, although that is useful too. We might look around to notice this strange phenomenon. We might stretch our imagination to grasp its meaning. This is where mushrooms come from. Matsutake's willingness to emerge in blasted landscapes allows us to explore the world. I think it's obvious why I read that quote. It's actually on page 3 of the prologue, so a very good book. Excited to read more. This one is, of course, Spinning Around by John Cale and Brian Eno. I might bring more Brian Eno, which is maybe controversial for some people, but especially because it has more recent dynamic reasons. Felt very fitting to play him on the show. But it looks like a track from Another Green World did not download. So we have the reliability of our Brian Eno Spinning Around. That one was called All the King's Gardens by Joan Armatrading. This next one is maybe a little bit off theme because I believe this tune is called Winter, but it is very on brand for Well Read. This is a recording that the performer, poet, author, multi-hyphenate Kathy Acker made during her lifetime with her then partner, Peter Gordon. I have one of very few test pressings. It is a prized possession of mine. But you would maybe not figure that, seeing as I didn't realize that this record is basically unmarked, and it was only this morning when I was looking for it that I realized that this was in fact the record. Maybe you saw me listening to the record to make sure it was indeed this one, so I should probably write something on it.
Yesterday it was snowing. He told me to go. Snowing New York City under, but I had to go. Back, baby, come back, baby. Don't you go away. Come back, baby. I shed more tears for you than the ocean. The ocean. I didn't want to let you know. I didn't want to take your time. I didn't want to bring you down. I didn't want to hang around you. So we're living in desperate times. Oh, such an unfortunate time. I can't relate to you. I just can't find a place to be near you. I'm never gonna cry again. 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 I'm never gonna cry.
This one is very early Rhythmics. I think it might be their first album, called In the Garden. Thus, the inclusion in our playlist today. This one's called Never Gonna Cry Again. This one might be familiar to some, if you are fans of Charlie Bones or my previous breakfast show, or in fact, if Spotify has been feeding this to you on your algorithm, I hear that it has gone that way in more recent years. This one's called The One to Wait by CCFX. Came out on DFA in ages ago. I really remember like the office that I worked in when listening to this album. I'm gonna say, so interesting. You didn't put a year on your album. Anyway, I think it came out in 2018 or 2019. I didn't notice this, but on the back of the album, there's lots of like very funny, there's like a funny, we would like to make a special toast to. I'm gonna let the lyrics come in, but I'll read off some of them. While the tune finishes. Okay, some of the funny dedications. The one that caught my eye was a special toast to Ryan Schreiber, who's the founder of Pitchfork and all Condé Nast Class publications and digital assets. I was like, that could be real. There's also like Vice Media. I was like, that could be real. But then also like the MoMA, the United States House of Representatives, A&E Networks International, McDonald's, Art Forum, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all convivial social networking platforms where the underground flourishes. Quite funny. Never noticed that before. I guess I could talk a little bit about why I included this one. A big portion of the book takes place in and around mushroom fields, farms, forests in the Pacific Northwest in the US, where this band are from. They're from Olympia, which is probably a familiar name to many people interested in this kind of music. But yeah, near Seattle. So felt like a fitting inclusion to have CCFX on a show about the Pacific Northwest Japanese mushrooms. Sure this track isn't a secret to many, but if you're thinking, wow, that voice sounds a lot like Madonna, it is, in fact, Madonna, our favorite chameleon.
Will I
Oh no, this record is really crackly. I think I've mentioned on the show before that a friend once bought me a record brush for my birthday. Because he was like, it's just not okay. You can't be doing this. Really excited to be playing this one. Another one I kind of forgot about until I found it on my shelf this morning. I've never really figured out exactly how it is related to Derek Jarman's Blue, but I know that I like it. It is some sort of Italian issue back song, so I can't read it. I got this one in Istanbul many moons ago. Super beautiful trip hop stuff. This one is called Derek Jarman Blues, the trip hop mix. Derek Jarman sampling. But yeah, it's a really beautiful record. Maybe I'll even play another one. Yeah, one called Marijuana Eyes. I might want to listen to in relationship to mushrooms. And I'm going to read another little bit from the book while we have something instrumental. Is that what you call songs without vocals? It's weird to call the song instrumental. It's just its own thing. Anyway, thank you for a minute before I start yapping again. I'm going to read from one of the more dense sections in the book because there's a concept in here that I'm excited by greatly. Bringing it up in conversation quite a lot the last couple weeks. Scalability requires that project elements be oblivious to the indeterminacies of encounter. That's how they allow smooth expansion. Thus, too, scalability banishes meaningful diversity. That is, diversity that might change things. Scalability is not an ordinary feature of nature. Making projects scalable takes a lot of work. And after that work, there will still be interactions between scalable and non-scalable projects.
The year slips on the calendar. Your kiss flares. A match struck in the night. Flares. I slumber. Kiss me again. Kiss me. Kiss me again. Kiss me. Kiss me again. Kiss me. Kiss me again. Kiss me.
There are Derek Jarman vocals. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading from the scalability section. The connection between scaling up and the advancement of humanity has been so strong that scalable elements receive the lion's share of attention, the non-scalable becomes an impediment. It is time to turn attention to the non-scalable, not only as objects for description, but also as incitements to theory. Consider the elements of the Portuguese sugarcane plantation in colonial Brazil. First, the cane, as the Portuguese knew it. Sugarcane was planted by sticking a cane in the ground and waiting for it to sprout. All the plants were clones, and Europeans had no knowledge of how to breed this new given cultigen. The interchangeability of planting stock, undisturbed by reproduction, was a characteristic of European cane. Carried to the New World, it had few interspecies relations. As plants go, it was comparatively self-contained, oblivious to encounter. Second, cane labor. Portuguese cane growing came together with their newly gained power to attract enslaved people from Africa. As cane workers in the New World, enslaved Africans had great advantages from growers' perspective. They had no local social relations and thus no established routes for escape. Like the cane itself, which had no history of either companion species or disease relation in the New World, they were isolated. They were on their way to becoming self-contained and thus standardizable as abstract labor. Plantations were organized to further alienation for better control. Once central milling operations were started, all operations had to run on the time frame of the mill. Workers had to cut cane as fast as they could and with full attention, just to avoid injury. Under these conditions, workers did, indeed, become self-contained and interchangeable units. Already considered commodities, they were given jobs made interchangeable by the regularity and coordinated timing engineered into the cane. Interchangeability in relation to the project frame for both human work and plant commodities emerged in these historical experiments. It was a success. Great profits were made in Europe, and most Europeans were too far off to see the effects. The project was, for the first time, scalable, or more accurately, seemingly scalable.
Kiss me again. Kiss me. Kiss me again. Kiss me.
This is the story of a heart that knows the way that dreams get torn apart. So why don't you shake off your hot-tail boots, open up your mind to my cool and blues? Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay in my lover room? I see the worry in your eyes, wondering when the time will come for me to fly. So you think I don't know how those feelings go? Come on, take a risk and let your passion flow. I know you will stay in my love room. This is the story of my heart that knows the way that dreams get torn apart. So why don't you shake off your hot-tail boots, open up your mind to my cool mind blue? Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay in my love room?
Okay, so
I see
they kind of do, but I think you can hear my voice.
in your eyes
I'm really interested in this concept of scalability and how the author in this book uses the non-scalable flash room as as a way to talk about sustainability. To help you with follow my readings. And I hope this was interesting.
Why don't you stay? Why don't you stay?
I have been talking about the opportunity for you to join this discussion about this book. I may have mentioned, I don't know if I did. We have our book club at the shop operates in season. This season is about the potential of gardening. We're about halfway through, and our second book is this book, The Mushroom at the End of the World. And we were kindly invited by the Festival Jardins Abertos to facilitate our discussion in one of their gardens in the city. So our book club meeting is happening on Saturday at 4 p.m. at Estufa, which I am thrilled about. I have modeled the discussion so you don't have to have read the book before attending. There's going to be readings, there's going to be handouts, so hopefully something I've read so far or something that I will continue to read has sparked your interest, and you'll join us on Saturday, 4 p.m. Stufe Frie. This one is off of the beautiful Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants by Stevie Wonder. Totally forgot I had this one until this morning. Really kind of kooky, beautiful stuff. Also check out this amazing picture, Stevie Wonder. So beautiful, so joyous. I really love it's a 2-disc album and it folds all the way out. I think you can kind of see it in the street. Yeah, super beautiful. This is another one from the Jeremy Deller EP that I mentioned. So beautiful, this one. It's called Symphony in D minor. The EP is called English Magic. Thanks for bearing with my game time track change decision. We're just going to play another one from The Secret Life of Plants, which I probably still will. But in the meantime, I am playing something from the totally gorgeous Alex Cassian Lose Your Life record. I realized that this one has literally no information on it, but I believe that this is the like strings version. Strings of Eden. Maybe it's not. I have two. They're both slightly different, this record. Anyway, it's really beautiful. Strings of Eden. Probably familiar to many people, but I believe this is an alternate version, if I have the right record. It is actually outrageously beautiful, isn't it? I'm hesitant to even talk over any of it, but really want to make it through a couple more sections of the book. She brings up this concept of something called assemblage text, and she uses music to help explain what she means. So I like this opportunity to talk about it here. Other authors use assemblage with other meanings. The qualifier polyphonic may help explain my variant. Polyphony is music in which autonomous melodies intertwine. In Western music, the madrigal and the fugue are examples of polyphony. These forms seem archaic and strange to many modern listeners because they were superseded by music in which a unified rhythm and melody holds the composition together. In the classical music that displays Baroque, unity was the goal. This was progress in just the meaning I have been discussing, a unified coordination of time. In 20th century rock and roll, this unity takes the form of a strong beat, suggested by the listener's heart. We are used to hearing music with a single perspective. When I first learned about polyphony, it was a revelation in listening. I was forced to pick out separate simultaneous melodies and to listen for the moments of harmony and dissonance they created together. This kind of noticing is just what is needed to appreciate the multiple temporal rhythms and trajectories of the assemblage. I think that passage gets at part of what I was talking about, how she quite beautifully uses these little storytelling, these little vignettes to explain a quite dense concept. I'm still toying around, truthfully, with what she means by assemblage, but rereading that passage is helping. I'd really like to talk about it with the group on Saturday. If you missed that, we are meeting at Stufa Fria as part of Jardins Abertus and our monthly book club to talk about the book that I have been discussing all show, The Mushroom at the End of the World. Meeting, 4 p.m. on Saturday at Stufa Fria.
Die graue Welt macht keine Freude mehr. Ich gab den schönsten Sommer her und dir hat's auch kein Glück gebracht, nicht wahr? Hast nur den roten Mund noch aufgespart für mich so tief im Haar verwahrt. Ich such ihn schon die lange Nacht, im Wintertal, im Aschengrund. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund.
Taking things up a little bit for the last 20-25 minutes of the show. It's been a really fun one. I have had a lot of these songs playlisted for a while, but it's nice to play them all together. Something to listen back to. This one is Der Erdbeermund, the Get Into Magic mix. by Culture Beat. That means strawberry if you don't speak German. Another magical plant. Not quite a mushroom, but honestly, feels like not so dissimilar from a mushroom. Think about the mushroom emoji. It's like almost a strawberry.
Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Ich schrie mir schon die Lungen wund nach deinem weißen Leib, du Weib. Im Klee, da hat der Mai ein Bett gemacht. Da blüht ein süßer Zeitvertreib mit deinem Leib. Die lange Nacht, da will ich sein im tiefen Tal, dein Nachtgebet. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Komm. Im tiefen Erdbeertal, im schwarzen Haar, da schlief ich manchen Sommer lang bei dir. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Komm.
This is a really crazy mix of this song. Back when I lived in Berlin, I had a DJ controller at home, and in the many months of the pandemic, I would have like one friend over at a time, and we would just like have a little mix on the controller. But I tell that story because I have many, many friends' files on my computer and on my hard drive because of that, and this is certainly one of them. To my friend Karim, we are sad to miss you at Waking Life this year.
Nach deinem Erdbeermund, im Wintertal, im schwarzen Erdbeerkraut, Da hat der Schnee ein Nest gebaut. Und fragt nicht, wo die Liebe sei. Ich habe doch das rote Tier so tief erfahren, als ich bei dir schlief. Ah. Oh, wäre der Winter erst vorbei und wieder grün der Wiesengrund. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Komm, ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Komm, ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund. Komm, du. Ach, du. Ich bin so wild nach deinem Erdbeermund.
When I told you I was deep in love with you, girl, you said they were just words, nothing more. When I said that I would give you the moon, babe, you just said that you heard it all before. Suddenly, it came to me. I knew what to do. I knew it made you so happy. You opened up your heart, and I gave you flowers. Had you in my life, oh yes I do. All the time, and I gave you flowers, and rose showers, I remember when I used to walk by your window sometime, and I see you walking by.
I thought I was gonna finish on this song, but I got tempted to mix it in.
I
I
gave
don't really know if I'm happy with the way I mixed it in, but here we are.
to no avail, it didn't work.
This is probably one of my favorite tunes of all time.
I gave you.
I don't even know if I could say it's certainly my favorite Armin van Helden tune.
You had ran
But probably.
downstairs and opened the door.
This one is called Flowers.
That was all you ever needed from me. I could have saved myself so much money. I gave you flowers, yeah. I gave you flowers, babe, babe. I gave you flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, 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 flowers. I gave you flowers, babe. I gave you flowers, babe. Flowers.
I was with my girlfriend. This is down in Florida. She took me to this place. It had all kinds of things growing. And she gave me something. It was a mushroom. She said, eat it. I said, a mushroom? What's that? She said, eat it. I didn't think nothing of it. You know, she was kind of a wild girl, you know, but I didn't think she was that wild. So I ate the mushroom. And I said, oh, it doesn't taste like much. She said, wait a minute. So I waited a minute. I waited a few minutes. And then the next thing I know, I was walking on clouds. They were beautiful clouds. And my girlfriend was talking to me while I was walking on the clouds. And everything felt beautiful. I almost felt like I didn't have any feet. No floor under me. It's beautiful. We looked in each other's eyes on top of these clouds. And we were talking with each other, but our mouths weren't open. Then all of a sudden, she let me go, but I didn't fall. I floated, but I was farther away from her until the next thing I know, she wasn't there. And I was by myself.
Oh, I'm so happy I got to play this. I really like this version of that tune.
Grass again.
It's really long. I mean, it's really short. The faster version is longer. Oh, sounds like maybe that's actually cut off. Anyway, I love that tune. It's so freaky. It's called Mushrooms by Marshall Jefferson. This one is by the producer Kit Grill. This is also a test pressing. This is what I thought I thought this was the Kathy Acker record. When I looked at it more closely, I was like, wait, no, this is the Kit record. Another big pandemic time one for me. But yeah, I really love this record. Let me dig up what the name of it is. It has probably been 5 years since I've listened to this. What a treat. Again, this one, Kick Grill. And I didn't look up the name. Let me do that now. Okay, it is off of the album Ride. I believe that tune is called Ceremony. Yes, it is the second to last tune on the album. This is probably going to be the second to last tune that I play today. English Summer. Another early one from Eurythmics. I'm going to use this moment to talk a little more about some of the stuff we have happening at and around Well Read this weekend. I've already mentioned the book club on Saturday, but we have a few things in celebration of our second birthday, which actually passed, I guess, a couple weeks ago. But we're celebrating tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. I hope you'll come by for a drink and just a chat. If you've been to the shop before, if you've never been to the shop before, tomorrow night will be an excellent opportunity for you to come by. Looks like the weather's going to be amazing. We'll have lots of wine flowing, lots of books on offer, lots of tunes, and hopefully some new merch. It is scheduled to be delivered today, so let's see. I'm really excited to see that came through. And in our birthday weekend haze, we also have a writer's room tonight, birthday tomorrow, book club on Saturday, and on Sunday we're hosting our Sunday salon at Good Company. So many opportunities to come hang, chat. Most of these are kind of like talking, reading, writing moments, not necessarily like presentations or lectures. So I hope you join us for at some point this weekend. feel like I didn't properly talk about the Derek Jarman connection to this show. Derek Jarman, a very famous performer, writer, and also gardener. He wrote a beautiful book about his garden as he was dying of AIDS in the late 80s and 90s. Derek Jarman, also a filmmaker, directed the music video for this song, which is, of course, It's a Sin by Pet Shop Boys. Anyway, you have not heard of Derek Jarman when I was just yapping on about him earlier. I recommend looking into him and his work.
'Cause I didn't care and I still understand. So I look back upon my life, forever with a sense of shame. I've always been the one to blame. For everything I want to do, no matter when or where or who, has one thing in common too. It's a sin. It's a sin. Everything I've ever done, everything I ever do, every place I've ever been, everywhere I'm going to, it's a sin. It's a sin.
Okay, I'm gonna play one more after this one. A bit of a left turn, but a tune I don't think you can do a garden special without playing. Thank you for listening. Like I said, it's been really nice to string all of these together. It's been nice to do some close readings of this book. Again, the show has been about the mushroom at the end of the world on the possibility of a life in capitalist ruins by Anna Lowenhaupt-Singh. Any of this music, any of the readings have been interesting to you, please join us for our book club on Saturday at 4 p.m. at Stufe Frie.
Need you for the old me. Need you for my sanity. Need you to remind me where I come from. Can you remind me of my gravity? Ground me when I'm tumbling, spiraling, plummeting down to earth. You keep me down to earth. Call me on my bullshit. Lie to me and say my booty getting bigger, even if it ain't. Love me even if it rain. Love me even if it pain you. I know I be difficult. You know I be difficult. You know it get difficult. Open your heart up. Hoping I'll never find out that you're anyone else. 'Cause I love you just how you are. Hope you never find out who I really am. 'Cause you'll never love me. You never love me. You'll never love me. But I believe you when you say it like that. Oh, do you mean it when you say it like that? Oh, I believe you when you say it like that. You must really love me. For real, I'm not playing no games. All we back and forth, I need your support now. And can't you come over one more again? Got no pennies on, I need your support now. I know you'd rather be laid up with a big booty. Probably hella positive, 'cause you got a big booty. I know I'd rather be paid up. You know I'm sensitive about having no booty, having nobody, only you, buddy. Can you hold me when nobody's around us? Open your heart up. Hoping I'll never find out that you're anyone else. 'Cause I love you just how you are. Hope you never find out who I really am.
got shit to say to me, I ain't got shit to say to you.
and that's the truth.
And stepped on. I said, you black heifer, you stand your ground. Because like I feel the same way. If you don't like me, you don't have to fool with me. But you don't have to talk about me or treat me mean. I don't have to treat you mean. I just stay out of your way. That's the way we worked that one.